Also, you're no stranger for working with some of these legends too, as well. With James and his future self, you had Daniel Stern on your cast as well.
Yeah.
And I actually did an interview around this movie, and not with you, with Daniel Stern. And unfortunately, it was one of the few episodes that I lost with like a technical error.
Oh
And it
no.
was right at the beginning of the pandemic. And before I jumped on the whole Zoom thing, I ended up getting this recorder for my phone to record phone calls. And I did an episode prior and it worked. I did it with Daniel, and we had it. The episode went so well that when it finished, I pressed the button off and I was just like, yes, I never do this when I'm done like an interview. It was just, we talked about the movie, and beyond that, he just told me like everything about Home Alone and the Wonder Years. And then we just got in this long conversation about life and like just the deepest stuff. And then after I start celebrating, I look on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, it didn't save in the thing in the and I just remember my heart sank, and I was embarrassed to tell the publicist what happened, because he actually gave me extra time as well and was late for another interview. but uh
Uh,
but yeah, from that moment, that was like just a conversation, I guess, just for me. And what a great guy. Like, he was amazing.
yeah, and you know what? That's those things happen. It's unfortunate, but it's like, that's something you can take away with you, is like you got to spend some time with Danny, who is such a, and again, and very much like Bob, but just a wonderful, beautiful human being.
Yeah, and that was like one of the few interviews I was like kind of nervous about too, because I just grew up watching him. He's
Yeah,
like so iconic. And I remember within like 2 minutes, he just his presence put me at ease. And then all of a sudden, it just felt like I was talking to like an old friend. It was pretty like spooky and amazing at the same time.
I find I've been very fortunate to have that experience with any, like, quote unquote famous people I've gotten the chance to know or meet or work with, where they're very good at putting you at ease very quickly, especially if you're in any kind of a professional environment where you're going to be working together in some capacity. They want you to not, like, yeah, I think they know that you're going to fanboy out a little bit, because it's
Mhm.
just like you can't not. So they kind of like, they have tricks and stuff, I think they use to just instantly disarm that and make you realize they're a human being.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, even like I remember like a really cool moment when we were talking. I kept the interview focused on James and his future self. And I remember in the movie there was just kind of like a theme of living in the present moment. And I brought that up like when our time was supposed to be done in 20 minutes. I was like at the 19-minute mark and just being like, oh yeah, I forget exactly how I worded it, but I was just like, oh, and I didn't talk to you about like Home Alone and all this because like just I connected it with the movie about like just being in the current moment type of thing. And he's like, oh yeah, we can talk about that, and like gave me like an extra like half hour of his time. He's like, yeah, I'll talk about like all the past and everything. But yeah, again, what a great guy.